Hey, Rainbow here, and let's talk a little bit about ergonomics. One of the things that I realized today, especially when I had thicker, heavier winter gloves on, was that in my normal riding position, when I go to grab the brake, what happens is my hand is coming back. And that's dangerous because on the right-hand side, this is the throttle. Not so dangerous on the other side, but still not a good idea. They should be pretty even, okay? Now, when I tuck in, when I'm, let's say, go to the racetrack and I'm tucked in, my elbows drop a little bit, and now the angle isn't bad at all. It's actually pretty good right here, okay? But in the normal riding position that you're in, most of the time when you're sitting upright, what's happening is I'm having to pull back. And every now and then something happens where the glove catches and you go to lift, and when you go to pull in the brake, you give it gas. It's a rarity, but it does happen and it can. And that's one of the things we're going to do is to fix this. How are we going to fix it? Real easy. These two little screws right here, they are both a number 5 millimeter hex head right here. And just so you know, now that we know it, the torque value for each one of these is 10 Newton meters. 10 Newton meters here, 10 Newton meters here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen each one of these. I'm going to then adjust this. Now, when we adjust this, it's going to do something. It's going to take this mirror and it's also going to rotate the mirror forward. So we're going to have to readjust our mirrors. And it's also going to take the master cylinder here or not the master cylinder, but it's also going to take the reservoir for the front brake and it's going to tilt it slightly forward, but that's okay. That's why you have a minimum and maximum, and that's okay. All right. So loosen these first. All right. And then we're going to adjust this so that I don't have to pull back. I can just go over the top. So this is the ergonomics. Let's take care of it right now. Okay. Once it's loose, then this thing is able to rotate. But there's one more thing you have to do that I didn't tell you, and that is over here on this side, loosen up the handguard because they're all tied in together. So you can't really loosen one without the other, and then you can adjust this. Now, one of the things you also have to be careful about is that you don't bind any wires down here and you don't catch and bind any wires, okay? We don't want to get crazy, but we want to put it in a position where it's in a little bit more ergonomical for you so that you're not pulling your hand back to do this, okay? So adjust this within reason. Remember what the gap that you had in here was. Keep that the same so that you're not sliding it back and forth. And once you adjust it to a more comfortable position, then we're going to tighten these down to 10 Newton meters. So the tool of choice that I use for like small Newton meter would be this one right here, the CDI Torque. And it has a nice range here if it'll focus. And we're going to set this one to 10 Newton meters. You're just watching it. There's no click or anything with this. If you like this, you want one, look it up on the internet. I'm not here to sell shit to you. Now we're going to snug these up one at a time. We're going to go 1, 2, 1. All right. So we're going to keep going back and forth to kind of snug them. Then when it's time for the actual torque, we're going to torque, and go back and recheck this one. So 1, 2, 1. Getting it closer. All right. And this isn't a ratchet style. Then we're going to go to the bottom one. Then we do the bottom one. Get it closer. Maybe 8 or 9. Closer to 10. All right. Go back to the number 1 again. All right. Bam. We just hit 10. Now we can go here. Hit 10, bam, and we can go back to the top one to verify that we're good. All right, repeat on the other side. Then once you get the clamp taken care of, come on in here and do the same thing. These here also happen to be 10 Newton meters, which is about right there. All right. Repeat on the other side. Readjust your mirrors. out on the road and you are done. And now you have a much more ergonomic position here that you're not lifting and going back to go over the top of something. All right. And it'll still be good when you're in a tucked position like this. So in the normal riding mode, your knuckles are coming up, but you're not having to pull the wrist back. And that's it. This is Rainbow. Have yourself a great day. Please like, please subscribe. I'd always appreciate it. Take care.